And for over a decade now, the Theatre of Dreams have felt more like a place haunted by memories than a home of greatness. Once the standard of English football, Manchester United have spent years searching for an identity, searching for success, and most of all, searching for a saviour. The echoes of legends still fill Old Trafford, but one name continues to stand above the rest. Ryan Giggs, a club icon, a symbol of loyalty, a creator of moments that defined generations. Seasons after seasons, trophy after trophy, assist after assist, Giggs didn't just play for United, he was United. Now, in a time of uncertainty and rebuilding, a new story begins. From the academy emerges a young Welsh left footed winger, unknown to the world, but carrying the weight of history on his shoulders. The mission is almost impossible to surpass Ryan Giggs' legendary assist record, to win as many trophies as the club's greatest creator, and to score at least one goal every season, just like the icon before him. This isn't just a career mode. This is the rebirth of legacy. This is a search for the next legend. This is the Giggs Redemption Project. Welcome back, lads, to a new video as we begin a journey that honestly it feels almost impossible. We're taking this wonder kid, Kai Rakes, who is a left-footed white player. He's looking promising right now. He's got pace, he's got ability, but he's only 65 rated. We're taking this academy wonder kid and attempting to break the legendary Ryan Giggs' record. But that's not all. Along the way, we will try and score at least a goal every season with the player, just like Giggs, and of course, win as many trophies as possible to build a legacy that is worthy of the Theatre of Dreams. And it wouldn't be easy either because Kai is emerging into a struggling Manchester United side, a team that at the moment, let's be honest, is lacking a bit of leadership, identity, and of course, the dominance that they once had on the pitch. Along the way, there will be new signings brought to replace him, and there will also be academy stars fighting for his spots. And just like Giggs, he will have to prove he's better than all of them to stay on the pitch. To put this challenge into perspective, by the way, Giggs made 632 appearances in the Premier League and recorded 162 assists. That is insane. Now, if this career mode lasts for 10 seasons, I'm not sure how far you can go into the FC season, but if this lasts for 10 seasons, Kai will need to average 16 plus assists every single year just to break the record. Honestly, that is insane. And under the watchful eyes of Michael Carrick, United early season form has felt like a team still searching for its soul. One win, one stalemate, and one setback, numbers that whispers transition, not dominance. But Cup nights have always told different stories. The draw sends the Red Devils to St Andrews in the first round of the EFL Cup. Floodlights blazing, crowd relentless, a match drifting towards transition. In 76 minutes, Michael Carrick decides to make a bold attacking substitution. Out comes Luke Shaw and in comes Kai Rakes. The left winger plays a 1-2 with Kobe Mainu. Could this be the moment? He drives forward, pace, power, and he finds the bottom left-hand corner to end his team a 1-0 advantage in the 80th minute. And he celebrates with Joshua Zirkzee. He gets a moment of appreciation from his skipper on the bench as well. What a moment for the debutant. Could this be one that sets him apart from other youngsters? It's a 1-0 victory away from home in the Carabao Cup. And after a night to remember for the Welsh winger, the headlines on the newspapers the following day, one of our own, Kai Rakes. If there's one thing we know though, is the UK press likes to build you up, and at the very moment of your first mistake, they will tear you apart. We need to keep him grounded. 3-2 victory at Old Trafford against Chelsea. Michael Carrick Reds begin to pick up form at home. 1-0 victory against a co-owned team by Sir Jim Ratcliffe in the Europa League. I'm not sure how or why we are in that competition, but we have to compete on it. followed by a 2-1 victory against Brentford. And all of a sudden, the skipper requests for a leave of absence for an important game in the Europa League against Rangers. Could this be the moment Kai Rake's been waiting for to make his debut in that competition? In you go, Michael Carrick on his press conference to let the fans know Bruno Fernandes is not going to be playing against Rangers due to some family issues, and the skipper have been given time off to see to those issues. Could the young star make his debut in the Europa League? Only time will tell. In you go in Glasgow. Manchester United go on to the game against Rangers, a game that we have to try and win, to be honest. And Kai Rake's only makes the bench and not in the starting 11. Joshua Zexi going for a spectacular there. The man picked to start in place of Bruno Fernandes, who is absent today. But in come Kai Rake's in the 79th minute, or 69th minute rather, looking to make an impression for himself. It's Rangers on the attack, possession lost. Kobe Main who finds Rakes. Rakes with a space to drive forward. Out wide on the left-hand side is Amad Diallo. He cuts inside to his left foot. Amad Diallo bends one to the top right-hand corner. And that's the first assist for the youngster. Once again, he comes off the bench to make an impact. And that's all you can ask for a young player right now. With time, as he progresses, we're sure he will get more game times. But for now, he continues to make impacts off the bench. A goal and an assist in his first 2 appearances off the bench for Manchester United. And only days after making his mark in the Europa League, the young Welsh winger is called upon once again. But this time, it's his Premier League debut. Inside Old Trafford with Manchester United trailing 1-0 to Sunderland. The moment arrived. Off comes the experienced Casemiro and on comes Kai Rake's. Youth replaces experience, energy replaces fatigue, and hope replaces frustration. With the crowd watching closely and the game slipping away, the question is simple. Can the unknown winger make a story that ignites the comeback? Kai Rake's finds Šeško, Benjamin Šeško with a good touch. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. He gets the leveler, 74 minutes. And with Old Trafford known for Fergie time, could this be a game where we can turn it around and go on to take all 3 points? Over the top from Diallo, Šeško again scores a brace. And the Slovenian striker gets the double. He turns the game around. And we're a moment of brilliance there from Ahmed over the top. And what a pass. What a moment for the team as the team continues its unbeaten run in the last 5 games. Michael Carrick will be really proud of that one. Kobe Mainu, of course, off the bench as well, helping the team make a difference. Now we will turn our attention to the rest of the game. When are we going to see Kai Rake's again? I'm not too sure, but whenever he's called upon, he's made an impact, and that's good to see. 2-0 victory away from home, one that even the fans couldn't believe against Liverpool, arch rivals Liverpool, followed by a 3-1 victory in the Europa League against PAOK. Up next, it's Brentford, and it's a 1-1 draw. Benjamin Šeško getting the equaliser in that game. And up comes Aston Villa next in the Carabao Cup, 2-2 draw, but winning that one on penalty. Another impressive performance by Benjamin Šeško. And that follows a 3-2 defeat away from home against a struggling Nottingham Forest side. And training injury clash to our goalkeeper, who's been impressive this season. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks, and that's not the news you want to see at this time. But anyway, in the Europa League, a game that we must win to keep our hopes of finishing in the top 8. Kai Rake's makes his first starts in any competition, starting in the Europa League on the left-hand side, of course. Could this be another game where he adds or he makes a difference to the scoreline? 90-minute played, one of the most boring games you'll ever see. Not one of the best performances from the youngster. In 2 shots, none on target, we could only come away with a 0-0 draw. Up next is Crystal Palace away from home. Will the youngster get a chance to start yet again after starting in the Europa League? The starting 11 from Crystal Palace includes Adam Wharton in midfield. And they've got Martinelli in the team as well. Manchester United lines up with Binder in goal with the injury to Lamens. You've got Casemiro and Maino in midfield, and Burmo start from the left-hand side. Rakes makes his debut in the Premier League as well. And of course, Benjamin Šeško. What a moment he's been having for us lately. What a big tackle. That tackle says, welcome to the Premier League, Kyrie. But I think he will get over that one pretty soon. Oh, roulette there from the Welsh winger. A moment. Oh, what a chance. A moment that reminds the fans, could this be Zinedine Zidane in the making? What a skill, what a pass. Bruno Fernandes couldn't convert for an assist. So far, a goal in the Carabao Cup, an assist in the Premier League, and an assist in the Europa League. The cross there from Mbeumo only leading to a save. Over the top to Moreno. There's space for the Crystal Palace runner. Back to Moreno. Out wide, the space. Ismail Assar finds Munoz. A big tackle from Dogu. Only to give it away though. The pressure begins to mount. 54 minutes into the second half. The scoreline still 0-0, but that changes very quickly. Crystal Palace getting the advantage here. Martinelli, who's been in sensational form, gets his 9th of the season in 13 appearances. Could this be our first defeat? Race have got other ideas. Out wide, he finds Mbeumo on his weaker right foot. Finds the bottom left-hand corner to get the leveler. And that's yet another assist for the youngster. It's 2 assists in the Premier League. And if he's to break the legendary Ryan Giggs' record, he's got to keep that going. The youngster, though, is substituted for the experience of Cunha. And it ends up being a 1-1 draw. A debut to remember, a fair start to remember in the Premier League for Kai Rakes. And after a tricky start to the season, the tide is finally turning for Manchester United. Under Michael Carrick, the Reds have found rhythm in the last 10 games, with fans loudly chanting, "It's Carrick, you know." Home and away, confidence is growing, momentum is building, and belief is slowly returning. Back-to-back wins over Wolves and West Ham were expected, given their struggles near the bottom, but they were still vital steps forward. Now comes the real test, though. A tricky league clash against Bournemouth, a high-stake cup tie against Manchester City in the EFL Cup, and a demanding encounter against Newcastle. Momentum is built, but the next few games will reveal whether it's a false dawn or a start to something real. In comes the Europa League. Kai Rakes make his third appearances in the Wangdorf Stadium. Jokes about the name aside, this is a serious night for Manchester United. With qualification hopes and the top 8 on the line, there is no room for complacency. For Rakes, it's another step into his growing European story. For United, it's simple: win or make the road ahead much harder. About 89 minutes into the game here, it's been a poor performance from both teams. And it's a night to forget. 89% in possession. No shots there from both teams. That is a game of football that was awful, awful to see. But up next is Manchester City, a rivalry. Manchester derby ended in a 4-2 defeat there away from home in the EFL Cup. We slowly turn our attention to Newcastle in the league, a vital 1-0 victory there for us. Wolverhampton Wanderers up next. 3-2 victory for us. We've got to keep the momentum going. Another impressive performance there from Benjamin Šeško. And with exactly halfway to our Premier League season and the January transfer window opening, the skipper Bruno Fernandes, as you'd expect, 16 goals and 7 assists. What a fantastic season for him. The Slovenian Šeško, though, doing quite well. 14 goals to his name. Amad Diallo and 6 goals there. Matheus Cunha is not having the best of debut season for him. Only 2 goals to his name. Kai Rakes' improvement continues. 1 goal and 3 assists. 2 of those coming in the Premier League. The improvement is slow, but we don't mind that. He's only 17 years of age. No pressure at all, son. Manchester United in the top 4 right now, and their arch rival Manchester City top of the league. To be honest, this is not a season where we expected to win the league. Top 4 is always the aim, and if we can finish in that position and qualify for Champions League next season, it will be a really good season for us. The bottom three, Brighton, Bournemouth, and Burnley. That's a little bit of a surprise with Brighton and Bournemouth being in there. Out in the news from The Athletic, Bruno Fernandes having a standout season. You've got to pay to read the full article, though. 20 goal involvement in 20 appearances. What a season for the skipper. I mean, it just goes to show, though, what are we going to do as a team without Bruno Fernandes? Out in the news, the likes of Tom Heaton, Tyrone Malaysia, Harry Maguire, and Casemiro, with 5 months left in their contract. The club has made a decision not to extend that contract at the end of the season, and that means all 4 players will be leaving on a free, and we will have to find a way to replace them going into next season. Up next year is Manchester United against Manchester City, the Manchester Derby. And tonight, the City holds its breath as rivals collide under the lights. Old Trafford, we face our fierce rival in a derby that means everything. Lamens is back in time from his couple of weeks out injured. Kyriak starts on the bench. The young Welsh winger waits for his moments, ready to be called upon if the game demands magic. Form, pride, and the future are all in the line. In this city, there is no middle ground, only glory or heartbreak. Manchester City on the attack. Oh, what a save as Erling Haaland played a 1-2 with Mamouche. But who was there in goal? Lamens, it's good to have you back, son. On the attack here, Amad Diallo goes on the inside, switch a play to Maciej Cunha, who controls that one quite well with his chest. These are the sort of games he becomes alive. City still on the attack here, just before the end of the first half. Mamouche, big chance for the Egyptian, but Lamens was equal to it there with a fantastic save. Cross from Rodri, a little bit of a surprise. The big centre midfielder, the one putting the cross into the box. Mistake from Manchester City, but not enough time to capitalise on the break. The first half finishes goalless. This has been a tough game for us here, you know. We haven't really been able to stamp our authority. But on the break, 1-2 in midfield, out wide to Maciej Cunha. Supports on the box. Does he need the support? He goes on his own, looking for his 3rd goal of the season. Oh, but the post coming to Manchester City's rescue there. That was the moment we've been waiting for in this game. Through ball there to Amad Diallo. Substitutions, Mbeumo, Cunha all being replaced. The young Welsh winger coming off the bench for his Manchester Derby first appearance. Can he make the difference here? The clock is ticking. Out wide, 1 minute to stoppage time. Cross into the box, and Erling Haaland with a fantastic header, his 8th goal of the season, to break the hearts of the Manchester United fans, both in the stadium and in the city. The blue side celebrates. That is not a time to concede. This is surely going to be a 1-0 defeat here. He's a freak, isn't he? What a header that was. I mean, our number 4 there, Matthijs de Ligt, just couldn't get there first. And unfortunately for us, the big Norwegian gets his 8th goal of the season. And heartbreak for the Old Trafford fans for our the 2nd Manchester derby in the league of the season, the 3rd one in our competition. And so far, we've only managed to earn a point against them in both games. And from Manchester, Michael Carrick Reds travels 185 miles down the M6 to North London, where an even tougher test awaits them here at the Emirates Stadium. As we know, facing Arsenal is never simple, and once again, young Kyriak starts on the bench for this one. Tell you what though, he may not be the first name on the team sheet yet, but first in training, matchday squad and cameos in high-pressure fixtures like this are vital steps in his journey. For Rakes, every big away ground like the Emirates is a classroom, and every minute's end is another step closer to becoming the future of Manchester United. Long ball there from Lamens, the big man Šeško. That's why you've got him on the pitch, to win those headers. Out wide, Mainu plays it in front of Cunha. Space there for Šeško. Šeško controls on the volley. The big Slovenian puts us 1-0 up, 13 Premier League goals in 21 appearances. That is impressive. If we can hang on to this result though, Arsenal on the attack, Gyökeres out wide to Trossard. Trossard, the touch good. He finds Odegaard. Oh, Gyökeres makes a good run, and what a save from Lamens. 79 minutes at the Emirates, Manchester United leading 1-0, and on comes Kai Rakes replacing Mbeumo. This isn't about flair or headlines tonight, though. It's about discipline, work rate, game management here for the young wide player. Big chance again for Arsenal. And Lamens is equal to the occasion. We still haven't got away with it, but now we have. It's a 1-0 victory. So you what though, sometimes future legends aren't made with magic of moments, but with quiet maturity to get the job done. And that is what Kai Rakes have helped us do today. 1-0 victory. And away from the Premier League, our chances of finishing in the top 8 in the Europa League is looking promising. 15 points from our opening 7 games, just needing a point in our final group stage game to secure that top 8. 3-0 victory away from home here, fantastic results. We will quickly turn our attention, though, back to Premier League games. 2-2 draw at Old Trafford against Fulham. Good point, but I would have expected a little bit better. Followed by another tough game against Tottenham. 2-2 draw there. Up next is West Ham. Wilson been given the man of the match, and a 1-1 draw at Old Trafford yet again. If we are to finish in the top 4 in the Premier League, we have got to improve our recent results. Draws are not good enough at this stage of the season. But right now, we're still in the top 4. And Champions League qualification is vital this season to allow us funds next season to be able to strengthen this squad. That will also help us in terms of achieving our objectives of winning as many trophies as possible here at Manchester United. Euro and Maguire start out as our 2 centre-backs here against Everton. Kai Rakes starts on the left-hand side. It's only his 7th appearance for the young Welsh winger. He's got so far 2 assists though in 7 appearances, still searching for his first goal. Bruno Fernandes plays in Mainu. Mainu plays in Rakes. Rakes finds the bottom right-hand corner for his first goal in the Premier League. Now, the goal record is not what he's looking to break, but rather the Ryan Giggs' assist record. But so far, as we said, every first-team appearance is progress for him. It allows him to ensure that he's the future of Manchester United. So we will take the goals, but big mistake there from Sani Lamens in goal. Everton could not capitalise. Njaye, what an attempt missed there. That is a poor miss, man. Everton on the attack again in the second half. 52-minute play. Oh, I thought for a second there the goalkeeper has made an error. Over the top. Excellent cross from Rakes, and Mbeumo on the far post for the second goal of the game. And that is a goal and an assist for the young Welsh winger. Sensational performance. 3 assists and a goal in 7 appearances in the Premier League. And that's only Mbeumo's 3rd goal in the league as well. I think it's safe to say the white Cameroonian is having a poor season. But what a finish. I mean, substitution here. That is the end of the game for Kai Rakes. We will hope the players coming on have got enough to secure this 3 points away from home. Everton is never an easy stadium to come to. So to be 2-0 up here, 82-minute play, that is honestly fantastic, but even better, the man of the moment, Benjamin Sesko, off the bench with his 16th goal of the season. And this might just end up being 3-0 victory for Manchester United. Still time for maybe one more though. Depends on how quick we can win possession back, but that would not be the case. We will take the 3-0 victory. Goals from Mbeumo, Sesko, and of course, goal and an assist from Kai Rakes secures all 3 points here for us. Back at the Theatre of Dreams here against Crystal Palace. A 1-0 victory ensures back-to-back wins for us in the league. Up next is St James's Park, Newcastle. A 3-1 victory there inspired by Patrick Dorgu. We will turn our attention to the round of 16 Europa League. The first leg in Italy. It's a 2-1 defeat. Can we turn that one around? Another 2-1 defeat against Aston Villa at Old Trafford in the league, followed by the second leg in the Europa League, where we have managed to win that one 3-1, ensuring we progress to the quarterfinals 4-3 on aggregate. In the FA Cup, though, is West Ham, a 4-1 victory for us there. Fantastic performance. And Casemiro helps his team secure a 2-0 victory in the first leg of the Europa League quarterfinals against Midtjylland. Up next is the Premier League game again, this time against rival Leeds United. For them, though, that is the biggest game of the season. We're just about hanging on to that top four right now, with Liverpool being just behind us. We've got a game in hand, though, on our arch rivals, Liverpool, and they have to play in the Merseyside derby against Everton for their next fixture. We've got to win this one to keep the momentum going. We will line up with Cunha playing from that left-hand side for this game, and that means, of course, the young Kai Riggs, once again, could only make the bench. Altai Bayindero in goal for us has been complaining about game time lately. He gets the opportunity to prove to us why he should start more games here. Strong starting 11 from the home side. And Leeds United are playing the 5 at the back formation with Tomori, the middle centre-back there, the big Calvert-Lewin and Joel Piroe playing as the 2 strikers for them. Leeds are always a tough game. Like I said, for Leeds United, this is probably the fixture that they look forward the most at the start of the season. And Bumo turns, tries to find the top left-hand corner there. Calvert-Lewin just bullying Ahmad there. When our centre defensive midfielder will pick up a yellow card there, Manuel Ugarte, for a poor tackle. The second half is on the way here. Still no goal though. Only a yellow card to show for it. Oh, that's a good ball from Bruno to find Mbumo. Mbumo finds the top corner and puts the Red Devils 1-0 up. His 4th goal of the season in 14 appearances. Bad start to the season for the Cameroonian, but recently he's beginning to pick up a little bit of form, and that is what you want to see. Substitution though, with 7 minutes to go here. Kai Riggs come off the bench, and so does Zexi, looking to help us secure this 1-0 victory here. Out wide to Riggs. Riggs plays in Bruno Fernandes, who tries to cut into his left foot. And that would most likely be the last kick of the game. Not enough to get the second goal. Forget about that. The most important thing is we have secured all 3 points. And for the goalkeeper, Binder, who's been asking for game time, impressive performance from him. And up next in the Premier League, Michael Carrick's Manchester United travel to Stamford Bridge to face Chelsea, now led by Liam Rosino. With both teams chasing Champions League qualification, this promises to be a huge test, even if the ground no longer carries the same aura it once does under Jose Mourinho. For Kai Riggs, though, another appearance off the bench in this game, in this magnitude as well, would mark yet another important step in his development. Chelsea lines up with Cucurella at left back. They have got Joao Pedro up front for them, and Cole Palmer just in that number 10 position. Lamont is back in goal for this one. With Gatti and Mainu in midfield, that means Casemiro drops to the bench, and the big Slovenian leads the line for us. Cucurella on the left-hand side plays that in to, it looks like Joao Pedro there for a second. Cole Palmer, Chelsea are playing like prime tiki-taka Barcelona at the moment. Big save though from Lamont in goal, and we clear. Šeško controls, Acuna controls rather into Šeško. Got to keep possession now. Throw in here in the 60th minute for Chelsea, but we make our substitutions. And Mbumo, Cunha replaced Ahmad coming on. Kai Riggs as well coming on to try and help the team. Every cameo off the bench for the young Welsh winger is important right now, as we said, for his development. Ahmad, oh, he plays in Šeško. Šeško! That should at least have hit the target there, Benjamin. Chelsea on one final attack here, it looks like, unless we can win possession quickly. Caicedo plays it. Estevao plays it. Boubacar Kamara, the former Aston Villa centre defensive midfielder, puts Chelsea in front with only a few seconds to go with his fourth goal of the season. And that surely is game over here. And yes, it is game over at Stamford Bridge. 1-0 defeat for Michael Carrick Reds. It's not the result we were hoping for. But like we said at the start, Stamford Bridge is always a tough place to go to. Bournemouth here is up next. 58 minutes into the game. Fernandes plays in Mbumo. Mbumo looking for his fifth goal of the season, and he gets it in the top corner there. Now, we want more of this type of results, more of this type of performances. It will be a victory here for the Reds. And Šeško getting the last goal. Bruno Fernandes getting the second goal as well in the 67th minute. We've got to continue with performances like this to ensure we finish in the Champions League places. Semi-finals in the FA Cup is next year, and it's going to be Tottenham. This will be a tough game for us, you know. It is our first cameo at Wembley for the season as well. Bruno Fernandes, impressive performance in this competition. What are we going to do without our skipper, by the way? Everything that's right for Manchester United is always in the front of that. Benjamin Šeško leads the line for us. This game is way too big for the young Welsh winger right now, Kai Rakes. He only makes the bench, though, for this one. For Tottenham, the lineup with Bentancur and Polini in midfield. Jarvis Simons playing in that number 10 position. And the big man, Dominic Solanke up front. A little bit of an issue with the camera here, though, as we miss the goal on the far side. Mbumo with his first appearance and his first goal in the FA Cup. Hopefully we can see that in the replay here. Oh, that is a fantastic header. Excellent cross from Cunha, and Mbumo getting there first and plants the header home to give us the lead in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And so the game would end. Clean sheets at Wembley, 1-0 victory. The Reds marches on to the finals of this competition. Could this be the chance to win our first trophy of the season? We will find out soon enough. Whilst it was never an expectation to win the Premier League in Season 1, Manchester United have got a real chance here for a European silverware. How hard can it be, right? It's Porto in the semi-finals. Basically just a glorified midweek kickabout. 3-1 victory for us in the Premier League. And under the lights at Old Trafford, football greatest rivalry takes center stage. Manchester United versus Liverpool is more than just a match. It's history, it's pride, it's identity colliding for 90 relentless minutes here. Decades of battles, legendary moments, and unforgettable drama have shaped this fixture into one of the fiercest contests in world football. Form, league positions, and momentum means nothing when these two giants meet. Every tackle carries emotions, every chance feels decisive, every roar from the stands echoes generations of rivalry. For United, it's about defending their home and proving the resurgence is real. For Liverpool, it's another chance to silence Old Trafford and assert dominance. In games like this, though, heroes are made, seasons are defined, and of course, memories last forever. On the attack here, Casemiro, we're playing some good stuff right now, you know, especially out on this right-hand side. Cross, there's no Benjamin Šeško to attack that. And Liverpool cleared their lines. 90-minute played. It's safe to say we've been the better team. 28 minutes here, another attack, playing some good stuff. Nice touch, Šeško. Oh, the return ball from Šeško. The touch is good. And you have got to hit the target there, son. These are the games why, this is the reason why we pay the big bucks for you, son. To score goals in this sort of game. But through ball here to Gakpo on the left-hand side. Liverpool attack, cross to the far post to Salah. The Egyptian hasn't been on his best form lately. But we know if you give him a moment, he will punish you. Turn and shoot there, I believe, from maybe Szoboszlai. It's just narrowly off target. We go into the break here in the first half. 0-0 draw. Yeah, it's not been the sort of game you would expect between these two teams. There's usually goals in this fixture, especially at Old Trafford. But not this time. It's ended up being, other than that first half, what was a boring 0-0 draw here. The second half, No chance was created at all. But we deserve to win this game, especially given our performance in the first half. Up next year in the Europa League, the second leg of the semi-finals against Porto, finishing in a 0-0 draw. Let's be honest, right? The game was already won in the first leg, 3-1 on aggregate, and it has now been confirmed. The finals in the Europa League will be between ourselves and Stuttgart. And the biggest game of our season has arrived. It's the return to Wembley for the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace. Few clubs are woven in the fabric of the FA Cup as Manchester United. From dramatic finals to iconic comebacks, the competition has long been a stage where legends are born and history is written. For the current squad, it could mark the beginning of something special, a gateway to bigger honours perhaps. For Kai Riggs, it's his first major final alongside teammates like Brian Mbeumo, Matthias Cunha, Benjamin Šeško, Sene Lammens. If he lifts this trophy today, it will be the first step on a long road. Still 3 more needed though to match the legendary Ryan Giggs' FA Cup record. Oh, big save from Lammens. And only 33 more major honours to equal Ryan Giggs' incredible 34. No pressure, son. On the attack here, Manu plays in finance, waiting for the run of Ahmed. He finds it. Oh, big save from Henderson. Cunha tops it home for the first goal of the FA Cup finals at Wembley. And that might well be one of his biggest goals he'll ever score on a Manchester United shirt. £60 million move from Wolves, and that is why you pay the big bucks. 74-minute played. Manu, Šeško rather, looking for space ahead of him. Oh, excellently defended. Back to Zexi. Zexi driving forward. Big save. And Carrick have decided this game might just be too big for Kai Riggs to be coming off the bench, especially when we're only 1-0 up here. So the youngster might not get to make an appearance here, but he will, of course, get an FA Cup medal if we do win it. He has, after all, made a few appearances in this competition already. Corner to defend. It's Martinelli. Goes for the near post. Lammens punches away. Hughes is going to keep that one alive. Back to Martinelli, a goal scorer in the Premier League fixture earlier this season against Crystal Palace. Luke Shaw, excellently done. Can we get it out? Oh yes, it's a 1-0 victory for Manchester United at Wembley. And now we are joint record with Arsenal for the most FA Cup won, making that 14 FA Cups for Manchester United, level with Arsenal. And on 23 occasions, we have now made the finals. This is a moment to remember. For some of the young players, this is very important for them to make that big step ahead. Like we said, this could be the gateway to bigger honours in the future. Captain Fantastic gives us the honour of lifting the trophy here in front of the fans at Wembley. Come on, what a moment. And next up here is another finals. Yes, another finals. The team might as well at this stage start collecting final programs instead of match shirts. The stage though is set for the Europa League finals. It is against Stuttgart. It might not be the Champions League, but I tell you what, it's the next big European trophy and a huge chance for Michael Carrick Reds to add another European chapter. From famous nights under the lights to lifting major continental trophies, United have a proud history in Europe. Legendary squads have conquered the continent before, and the final offers the new generation the chance to write their own history. For Kai Riggs, though, it's remarkable. Just months after making his debut, his second finals already. Off the bench in the 69th minutes as the young Welsh winger, replacing the goal scorer for the FA Cup finals, Matthias Cunha. It's been a stalemate so far, both teams struggling to create chances, both teams struggling to impose themselves on this game. 70th minute, cross there, it's dealt with. Stuttgart on the attack. Can we put the pressure on them here? 23 or 72-minute play. The longer this game goes on, I'm beginning to get more and more worried. But Fernandes, who drops into the centre midfield position. Ahmed out wide. Kai Riggs, the second half substitute. Cross into the box. Ahmed attacks that one. But it's off target. Only about 6 minutes since coming on from the bench, the youngster is already created a chance. Stoppage time here, not stoppage time, extra time, I should say, after the 90-minute play. But that is not going to be the moment. Another cross, another save from the goalkeeper. Bruno Fernandes have the chance to put the corner on the far post there, but it's well defended by the Stuttgart defense. Looks like this one is going into penalties. It's 0-0, 120 minutes played. Will Kai Rakes take a penalty in what is his biggest game of his career? The youngster steps up to take the first one. Balls of steel. Oh, he finds the bottom corner there to put the Reds 1-0 in front, and the penalty shootout. Can Binder make a save? It's 1-1 on penalties. And Bumo is going to step up. The signing from Brentford in the summer. He can only find the post. And if Stuttgart should score, it gives them the advantage in the Europa League final. And bottom right-hand corner, he finds Šeško will step up against Nubel, the Stuttgart goalkeeper. And Benjamin Šeško slots that one home, calm, composed. The number 20 here, Visor, it looks like. Where is he gonna go? Gone the other way by there, top left-hand corner. Bruno Fernandes, is he going to be the usual hop penalty take? Yes, he is. Nice and easy from the skipper. Binder. It's now a Neverson. Llewellyn, the number 18, taking the fourth penalty for Stuttgart. It's a big save from Binder in goal. And we are back in it. Harry Maguire. He might not be signing a new contract, but his last couple of months here with the Reds, he's trying to make that as special as possible. You save this one, son, Binder. We win the Europa League trophy for the second time in Manchester United history. Binder makes back-to-back save to give us the trophy here, and is going to celebrate with the rest of his teammates. And Kai Rakes and Manchester United wins their second trophy of the season. It's only 32 more to go though to match Ryan Giggs' legendary record. As I said before, no pressure, son. Once again, Captain Fantastic will do us the honor. He will step up to lift the Europa League final. And this team is beginning to create history for themselves. I said the FA Cup finals, the FA Cup victory could turn out to be something special for this team. And it's looking so at the moment. Second trophy of the season. And with 2 trophies won already this season, our attention switches back to the Premier League. 2 games to go and 2 points clear of Chelsea, who are in 5th. We are 3rd in the league. We've got to win 1 out of our final 2 games of the season. Up next for us is Brighton Hove Albion. Leeds United sit bottom. 2-0 victory away from home will secure Champions League spot for us. Mateusz Cunha looks like he scored both goals. I tell you what, he waited until the final few games of the season for him to start picking up form for us this season. It's another appearance, though, for Kai Rakes, who started this one. And one final one of the season then, in front of the home fans, it is Manchester United against Nottingham Forest. For us, with top 4 already secured, this is an opportunity to finish as high up as we can in the Premier League. Not that the result matters, but it's also going to be a send-off for some of those players that are leaving at the end of the season. Casemiro, one of them, the Brazilian, gets the captain's armband in his final game in front of the home fans. It's a sad moment, really. We're going to miss him. It's been really important for Manchester United over the last few seasons. Harry Maguire starts as well, his final game for Manchester United. Tom Heaton in goal, also his final game for Manchester United. I do hope we can have the opportunity to take 1 or 2 of those players off for them to get a standing ovation in front of the home fans. Kai Rakes, though, starts this one. His final game of the season as well. Not of his career, but final game of the season for the young lad. Oh, big chance there for Nottingham Forest just before the end of the first half from Omari Hutchinson, the former Chelsea white player. It's been a comfortable game so far, as you'd expect. It's one of those where the players are pretty much already on holiday. We haven't played like we are taking this game seriously. But it would be nice, though, to win our final game, which could end up seeing us finishing second in the league. Nice combination there. Mason Mount plays in Rakes. Rakes with the attempt, and Sexy is going to tap that one home for his first goal of the season. Does that count as an assist for Rake? If so, that would be his 4th assist of the season. I'll tell you what, it's not bad for a young lad, is it? His debut season, 4 assists in the Premier League. Casemiro, Tom Heaton get the standing ovation they deserve from the Manchester United faithful here at the Theatre of Dreams. It's one that both players will remember for the rest of their life. Big moments for the fans to give them a round of applause there. This looks like it might well end up finishing 1-0 for us, unless maybe one final attack here. Xerxes over the top to Ahmed, who's made a decent run. This Kai Rakes making the run on the far post. Can Ahmed find him? He does, and Rakes could not find the bottom left-hand corner from that position. That would have been his 2nd goal of the season. But no, it just wasn't to be. Potentially 4 assists. It depends if that assist was given to him. But fantastic performance here for our final game of the season in front of the Old Trafford faithfuls. It's a 1-0 victory. Goal from Xerxes securing the victory for us. What a season. What a performance. And for the Premier League Player of the Season award, surely it's Bruno Fernandes. Had a terrific season. No, it's not. It's Conor Gallagher. And if you think winning 2 trophies and finishing 2nd in the league, it's a surprise, this is an even bigger surprise. Oh my God. And even his manager doesn't even believe he should be winning that award. But Kobbie Mainoo, with the most appearances for the season, Bruno Fernandes up there as you'd expect. For goals, it is the Slovenian, 24 goals in all competition. Bruno Fernandes, 22 goals as well. Jadon Sancho had a good season on loan. For assists, 19 assists for Bruno Fernandes. 10 of those coming in the Premier League. What an incredible season, by the way. For Kai Rakes, it's 4 goals and 5 assists in all competition. 4 of those assists coming in the Premier League. Well, it's 4 down, 158 assists to go to catch up with Ryan Giggs. The likes of Harry Maguire, Tyrell Malacia, and Malacia, Casemiro, and of course, Tom Heaton. That was all 4 players, their final appearances in our last game at Old Trafford. So all 4 players will be leaving on a free. How do we replace them, though, is the bigger question, especially Casemiro in midfield. Manchester, it's not even a title race, that one. Manchester City, 100 points. We finished 2nd on 77 points. It's not a title race. It's a one-man horse race, that one. City absolutely dominating everyone. Leeds, West Ham, and Burnley relegated. And for goals, it is Martinelli on 23 goals there. Šeško, 19 goals in 34 appearances. Big season for him. Can he do even better next season? That is the question. For assists, it is Salah leading the way. Robbie, Bruno Fernandes on 10 assists is up there for goals and assists, which is why it was a surprise he wasn't awarded the player of the season. For clean sheet, Donnarumma leading the way, but Lammens on 12 assists for the season. But smash a like on the video if you want to see season 2 of this. It took a while to make this, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new to it. And if there is enough likes and comments, I will make the 2nd season. For now, I will let you enjoy the trophy parade.
Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling